Welcome to today's Team Snack and Learn, where we're going to talk about some fun things today. We want to be able to help enhance our own productivity. I'm Travis Anderson, along with Doug Moso. We have our peer, Jesse Narducci. We're all modern work customer success managers here in the retail and consumer goods side of the business. And really, we're focused on helping customers drive their Office 365 adoption through education and business value. One of the key areas for us this year is talking about the Teams platform, or what are the applications or what are the things that you can build on top of Teams. So we're excited to have Jesse join us today and share a little bit more about Viva Insights, or in more particular, Viva Personal Insights, and how this can help drive employee engagement, work-life balance, all of that throughout this hybrid work world. Just a couple of housekeeping notes is we are recording, as you can probably see through the banner that popped up in your screen. We will make the recording available afterwards as well. Give us 24 hours or so. We'll share the link a little bit later. You are all muted, but if you'd like to come off of mute, use the raise hand feature, or certainly use the chat to post your question. And then, we'd love to get your feedback. That link, that Platt Snack survey link, is clickable because we're using Teams or PowerPoint Live in Teams. So you can go ahead and click on that link if you'd like. And this is kind of the hand raiser. If there's a deeper dive you want to do on this subject or others, or if there's help needed, certainly leverage that. Or what are applications that you want to learn about in the future? We'd love to hear your feedback and an opportunity to win a cool prize. So real quick, this is kind of the setup as we get into Viva Personal Insights. So in this hybrid work environment, organizations like yours and ours, we're always looking to promote collaboration across geographies and time zones and connect the dispersed workforce, really to foster that culture of engagement and inclusion and connection. And then also there's the side of the house around transformation and optimizing business processes. And that's what collaborative apps is when you run it inside of Microsoft Teams. Teams is the only technology that brings the power of collaborative apps into your everyday activities to help you do your best work. So in short, we're excited to have you here today. Jesse, if you want to take over as presenter, feel free. Or if you would like me to drive the slides, I'm happy to do so. But with that, I'll introduce Jesse to talk about Viva Personal Insights.
Hey everybody, delighted to be here to talk about Viva Personal Insights. So just a note on Personal Insights, Viva Insights has two different versions, and Viva Personal Insights actually comes with your M365 subscription already. So this is the seeded version. There's no additional cost to you. It's available to all of your users right now today. So that's great. And after the overview, I'll go through just a couple of different things that you can do to launch out Viva Insights, at your organization, and some different materials that we have and support resources we have available for you. But Viva Insights in general is a great app to really help individuals like me and you and the employees in your organization make the most out of their work life. So they do this via really driving some of that behavior through actual data and insights. And you may be wondering, well, where do the data and insights come from? So it comes from your Outlook and your Teams and your M365 data. So it's really just collecting things like how many emails are you sending, et cetera. And then it helps you with actionable recommendations that you can do in your day-to-day. So that said, I'm going to share my screen and show you what it looks like here real quick. So you'll notice this is the homepage of Viva Insights. Before we get started, I just want to take you over to how to pin the app. So let me unpin it. Oops. So if you go over here to your ellipsis or into the apps, you can just type in Viva Insights. Oops. Pull it up, and then you can add it. And then you can come over here to your left rail and pin it in the sidebar so that you can always access it and it's available anytime you need it. So this is what the homepage of Viva Insights looks like. So there's a few different features right on the first page. The first one being how you're feeling. So this is sentiment analysis, and I'll talk a little bit more about how this using sentiment analysis, even in my own personal user experience, has really enabled me to create better balance in my day-to-day work life. So this is a great way to use data to drive different changes you can make in your day-to-day to make your work life more balanced, feel more connected, more centered, maybe a bit less stressful at times. There's also the ability for you to send praise to your colleagues. Either you can post it on a team or in a private chat. You can also take a break with mindful exercises to, again, kind of create that balance in your day-to-day, really promote your, mental health and well-being. You can also see at the bottom here, there's ability to, stay connected to individuals that you connect with pretty often, but it also helps surface your tasks and different information from your email. So for example, if someone shared a document with you, it would surface that here. You also have the protect time feature, which we'll go through, and it also connects with your Outlook Microsoft To Do to show you your tasks here. So we also have the Stay Connected tab. So if you come over here, individuals that you work with pretty often and collaborate with, you have the ability to pin those individuals here. And what it will do is really help surface anything. So you can see in this example, this was from a while ago where Alex Wilbur had said, hey, please review this doc and make changes in the file. So this is surfacing up so I can click done here. So it's reminding me of things that maybe I need to, take a look at and circle back to. And let me show you another example really quick. Let's see, insights here. So anything you haven't RSVP'd to, it gives you the ability to also, accept meetings right from within here. You can see here, this is a document, that someone asked me to review. I can see it. I can open that document right from here. I can set a reminder for myself. So it really is really great for surfacing anything that might fall through the cracks. What I really like about this is, when I'm out of office, sometimes, catching up on that, 300 emails that I missed while I was out, this really helps me be able to locate different tasks, RSVPs to meetings, and different reviews and action items that I might be missing. So it's great for helping stay on task. Then you also have the Protect Time tab as well. And the Protect Time tab has actually been a huge game changer in that I don't even have to go and look through my Outlook calendar. It surfaces up times that I have available that I can book focus time. So that, for example, in order to combat meeting fatigue, this is a great way to book time in between your meetings so that you can make sure you're staying on top of all of those action items that do come out of the meetings that you're attending, and also give you a chance to catch your breath, take a break. And you can also see here, you've got, a focus plan, and you can go into, view your focus plan preferences. How much time do you want to schedule day to day? Is it morning, afternoon? So it'll look through your Outlook calendar. Do you want to have reminders? You can set that all up right here within this window. So it's great for being able to set a focus plan for the week. It looks like, you can see here, it's telling me I have 9 hours of focus time booked for next week. So that's really helping me to stay on top of my day-to-day, but also create a sense of balance between the meetings that I need to attend and the time that I need to do the development work and action items that are coming out of those meetings. And then you have this great ability to do a virtual commute. We'll come back to the virtual commute in a second. So just back here, I wanted to take a look at the sentiment analysis. So you may be thinking like, oh, this is pretty simplistic. How does this actually help me? I'd love to share a personal experience here that I, share with my other clients who have rolled this out. this seems like a very simplistic piece of data to use, but it did enable me in my own personal work life to make a huge change. So if you come in here, what I did is I decided that I would measure sentiment over time, and then I'm in my demo tenant, so you won't see it. But what it will do is it will capture, how you're rating yourself over time on your work week. Of course, you don't have to do it on a daily basis, but my goal was to do it straight for 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, and see, how am I doing during those days. One key feature here is that you also have the ability to set reminders. So if you're forgetting to, record your sentiment, you can set a reminder to set up those reflection reminders. So let me just show you what it looks like if you record it over a certain period of time. It will give you a view similar to this one. So this is more what it looked like in my own calendar when I was doing my sentiment analysis. So you can see here that, this person has rated their behavior, how they're feeling, their sentiment, over a couple of weeks span. And what I did with this data, and again, you may think, oh, this is very simplistic, but the way that I really leveraged it in a way that has really, it's been a game changer for me, is that when I measured myself as being a bit more strained, a bit more stressed, what it enabled me to do is I went back and looked at these dates where I had these lows. And I wanted to figure out, okay, well, what's making me feel more strained, in my work week, rather than, up here where, I'm having a more ideal day. And what I noticed was that in the lows, in the valleys here, those were the days where I had back-to-back meetings with no breaks at all. And so what this kind of pointed out to me was that, I'm really not feeling too good. I'm feeling real strained on those days where I have no breaks. I don't even have a break to even go have lunch sometimes. So what that told me is, hey, something has got to change on these days. It's so important to keep up with, mental health and well-being. And it's really, it does have such a huge impact. We spend so much time in the workplace that really creating that balance in my day-to-day was important to me, and also managing, my stress factors. So what that enabled me to do is just go ahead and make some behavioral changes on behalf of myself, which I did through this protect time feature. So again, I don't even have to go and look through my Outlook calendar, which drives me nuts sometimes. It actually will surface my time that's available for focus time, and then enable me to book it right from here. So it's a really great way to protect time, right within this tool without even having to go outside of Teams to do so. So that's been a huge benefit, in that on the days where I have that focus time booked, it really does help me have a far more productive day, because when I'm strained and stressed and I have no breaks, I'm actually not the most productive. I am way more productive when I can stay on top of action items and when I feel more balanced and more centered in the workplace. So that's been a real game changer in having that focus time booked. So another great feature here is being able to send praise to colleagues. And I use this to recognize my colleagues. And again, you can do this with one individual. You can, let's see if we can do it to Adele. You can do it in a one-on-one chat. You can add a note. You can select which badge you want to send. You can also, and this is the way that I like to do it in certain cases where I want the individual or my coworker or group of coworkers, when I want other people who are maybe part of a team to see that recognition. So if it's someone on my team, maybe I want our managers to see it because they've just done such a great job. So you can select your different team sites, whatever team site you want to post it to that's appropriate. You can select your channel. You can add a personalized note, hey, Adele, great work. Thanks so much for your collaboration. And it even gives you a little ability to see the preview here if you wanted to, and again, select your badges. Also, what's great here is, we get so busy and so wrapped up in our deadlines and our, different client meetings that it can be hard to remember to send praise. So you can set up a nice little, set of reminders to just nudge you like, hey, have you sent praise in a while? So it's always great to set these up. You can select, if you just want to do it a certain day of the week, you can select a time. So really customize it according to you. So your praise has been sent to Adele. If I go over to, Adele's profile here in my other other demo tenant, you can see, oops, I'm in the Viva Learning app. Here we go, Insights. That praise should be surfacing to her. And you can see here, you got praise. It was posted to the HR channel so that everybody could see it. I can even go here and, tag individuals if I wanted to really have them also call out Adele as well. It's really great because you also have your praise history. So it'll go and show you how many praises that you have given to other people. And then it will also show you how many praises that you've received as well. So
hey, Jesse, one comment, if you don't mind,
no,
is
go ahead, jump in.
one thing that I like for praise as well is if I'm giving praise to a colleague for Jesse, great job presenting today. I really appreciate it. You knocked it out of the park. I always like to go back and mention her manager as well, just to create visibility and awareness. So that's always, for me, a best practice.
You betcha. And it's really super easy to do that here. If I knew Adele's manager, let's say it's Grady, we can, hey, just sharing what a great job, Adele did. So yeah, it's absolutely great to provide visibility for praise as well. And it's something that I like to remember to do because again, we do spend so much time, in the workplace that, creating that positive environment and that supportive team atmosphere is really important and goes far as helping create, that well-being in the workplace. So again, I like the praise history too, because I can see what I've received, but I can also see what I've sent. And, when you go into your end of year reviews, this is a great way to say, hey, when you're talking with your own manager, I'm contributing to, the praise and rewards and recognitions of others, but I'm also receiving positive feedback for myself. Now, obviously, this is a demo tenant, so you can't see the praises for me as an individual. But if this was my own, team's environment, you would see, the different individuals who have shared praise with me. So it's a really great way to keep that workplace positive and also to build a real strong culture, right? And we know that studies are showing company culture is so important these days to really retain that top talent, right? Another great feature is being able to select mindful exercises through Head Start right from here. So you can kind of go through different guided meditations. So if you just want a quick break, 3-minute focus, hey, I'm going through, presentations, I'm feeling a bit stressed. Here's a 5-minute one. Maybe I'm real stressed. I need a 10-minute one to end my day, to wrap things up. This is just a great way to create that mental break, that mental well-being, that mental centering that can help individuals really feel a lot stronger in their day-to-day work life. Yeah, so it also gives you the ability to do it syncs with your Microsoft To Do. So let me go ahead and trigger the virtual commute. So if you're anything like me, when you first started working remotely, or even today when you're working remotely, it can be really difficult to feel as though you can transition and close out your day and then get to your personal life. Sometimes your work life is bleeding into your personal life. Even when you're in the office, sometimes it feels like, okay, I didn't really feel like there was a definitive feeling of wrapping up my day. And that's really what this virtual commute is about. Of course, you have the mobile experience as well. So if you're on a train, and you're commuting home from the office because you work 3 days a week in the office, this is still a great way for you to feel as though you're wrapping things up. So it takes you through a couple options. One of them is I always do this in my work day is I'll have like 2 to 3 tasks that I just could not get to. And this is a great way to say, hey, signal to me, hey, review that doc, Adele shared. And this will add it to me so that I know coming into tomorrow that that's going to be on my to-do list. So it gives you a chance to add anything you forgot. Also lets you, see what focus time, and, this is again a demo tenant, but if it was my personal account, you could see the different meetings that I have. Just a quick way to remember to reflect, right? And we showed that example where you can really use your reflection and sentiment analysis to make some changes in your work life. And then, guiding you through a meditation if you want to. Of course, you can skip right over this, but also, this is a great way to kind of just really feel as though you're making that nice mental break between your work life and your personal life. And you can always set those reminders here for the virtual commute as well. And then here you have this focus plan. This, is just showing me I've got, 10 hours of focus plan booked next week. So that said, Travis, could you represent the slides, please?
Will do. Incoming.
Thank you. And I'm just going to take a couple minutes to talk about some easy ways that I'll take control, that you can launch this out at your organization. So I know it kind of seems difficult sometimes or too complicated, but actually there's a lot of great resources to launch. I've done this with almost every single one of my customers. And really, this is a quick way to do it. Your CSM can help. If you don't have a CSM, contact us and we'll put you in touch with the right resource to launch this out. But essentially, we've got communication drafts that you can leverage with your communications team. Say, hey, corporate communications, can you put this in the next newsletter? So, send a communication. We have a personal, a user guide also available to you. So, we're happy to provide that to you. You can post it up on your intranet or include it as an attachment, whatever you want to do. We've got that too. You can also, our Microsoft Stores training will provide a live instructor-led adoption session or webinar for you. Users can ask questions. So you can also include that in your communication. We can also, our training team or your CSM can speak at any large meetings or town halls you have. And you can speak with us and we can see what options are available for your organization as far as some gift cards or some swag bags if you're doing an in-office event. So your CSM is here to help. We're here to help. Let us know if you want to launch out. We'll get you some resources, including templates and maybe some incentives depending. And then you also have, this adoption guide at Viva. You're welcome to look through that. That also has some of the communication templates and one-pagers available. So I'll stop there. Hope this was a good overview. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has. And again, this is the free version available to your users today at your organization.
Feel free to use the raise hand feature for questions or drop them in the chat. I'm going to get us started, Jesse. Great job in walking through the insights piece and being your peer. We have access to these tools, of course, and I'm curious about your long-term learnings. Like you, I started putting in the sentiment analysis and chose to do it for a period of time. And that's waned for me, just admittedly. I've just moved off and just wanted to get kind of your insights. Have you done this longer than the 2 weeks you thought of, and has it changed your behavior and or your approach to how you used insights?
So certainly the first one was the biggest revelation where I did do it for 2 weeks. And then that was what enabled me to see, the reason that I'm feeling so stressed is back-to-back meetings. So that enabled me to really take a positive action for myself that really helped my work day. And then I set up reminders now because I again forget. And, I do go back and try to reflect on, okay, well, what made this a strange day versus an ideal day? And then I'm always on the lookout for ways that, I can really improve, my balance and well-being in the workplace. Because again, we spend so many hours, online and connected. Why not really, really prioritize, your mental well-being and your balance on top of that.
Sure. And then a follow-on to that would be, I know you've done a great job with your customers and in getting them to have this rolled out in their organizations. Any key takeaways, not naming customer names, of course, but just any feedback that you've been given with any accounts that have rolled this out?
So, a lot of organizations are really worried. They're like, everyone will think it's Big Brother monitoring, but there is no way for anyone to monitor an employee's, no one's going to see when anyone's, coming in or how much time they spent with focus time. No one is monitoring this data. And I think that's the number one point that we make it in the communication templates. But also that IT stakeholders can talk to their own business users and just reassure them. There is no way that Big Brother can monitor or people manager is going to have insights to personal data. It really is just for you as an individual. And I think once you really drive home that point with customers, the experience I've had with the different town halls and adoption sessions and the communications campaigns have all been that users are really getting a lot of value out of it, just like I did with the Protect Time and the sentiment analysis. It's been overwhelmingly positive. And once it's launched, what you'll notice is there's organic growth of it. People just really love it. And I think there's a lot of peer-to-peer sharing of how much value that you can get as an individual from this. And it really is about your own well-being. So it's a great tool to launch out at your organization. I've only had positive feedback across organizations, never any negative, which is what everyone's worried about.
And again, this is the free version. This is not paid for. This is included with your Office 365 or Microsoft 365 subscription.
Yep, available today. You can launch it out today with some communications templates. There's nothing really you need to do on the back end as an administrator. It really is that simple to use for individuals.
That's great. Well, appreciate you sharing all that wonderful information and even just your own personal experiences that helps us all, even including, for Travis and I being your peers, we recognize some of those same experiences. We're bumping up on time, folks. I want to be respectful of everybody's day. And you're asking some great questions here, and we'll make sure we get you not only the links to the user guide that Jesse walked through, but I'm curious, short live training. Are you asking about the recording? Yes, this recording will be made available over the next few days. But as far as training goes, that might be something we can follow up with you on resources for not only how to roll this out, but also, maybe some best practices on using insights for you as well. So appreciate the questions. Just really as we go forward, what's next? Please take some time to fill out the survey that's in the link that's attached here. That helps Travis and I as we go forward with this series, bring to you the most relevant content possible. We did make a conscious decision to pivot off of third-party applications and move into some of our first-party solutions based on your feedback prior. Certainly install the Viva Insights solution as we showed today. Very simple to do, and pin it to the left rail for yourself to have easy access and that reminder. And as we mentioned, the recording will be made available. Again, we're always open to your thoughts and ideas and want to continue with this series to make sure it's impactful for you every day. Anytime you have questions, feel free to reach out, or if you have ideas or other parts of your organization are reaching out to you asking for more information, we're here to help you as customer success managers, myself, Travis, and Jesse, as well as our peers that you work with every day. So we look forward to that follow-on and wish you a great rest of your day and a great rest of the week. Thanks for joining today.